welcome to the Far North Coast Rugby Wrap. Yet again, I'm here with Wayne Malone. How are you, Wayne?
Yeah, been very busy, I can tell you that. So I think I'll sleep well tonight.
It's that time of year where things are heating up. We might have less teams playing each week, but it's certainly getting a bit more intense. So how are you going with getting those team lists for this weekend?
Wasn't that many sort of difficult ones. There was only a couple of guys that I said, unfortunately, no.
Yeah,
And,
okay. Yep.
Doug Murray said to me, you have a look at those. And he said, there's a bit of a smoky one in there. And I said, I know exactly who you're talking about, and I can already tell you, unfortunately, no. There was a couple of others, but nothing serious. The board have made up their thing about the women's comp with the 12-a-side.
Right.
It's being played as 12-a-side.
Good.
If you haven't got...
So it should be.
It'll be 12 against...
10.
If you turn up with 10, they're going to play with 10. So Evans have managed to get with one dispensation because she was one game short. So they're going to end up with 11 girls against Byron. So that's one thing that's happened this week. And I know Julie wasn't too happy.
Oh, well, it's good that a decision's been made, though.
Yeah.
It is supposed to be a 12-a-side competition.
Yeah.
Perhaps it'll encourage the clubs to be really actively seeking players for next year. It's unfortunate if they did go into a semi-final, final without 12-a-side, but that is what the competition is called, the women's 12-a-side.
Yeah, they increased it so they could play 20-minute halves, but I said, you shouldn't have done that. You should have just played 20-minute halves with the 10s, and that's what Mid-North Coast play.
Right.
And I think that's more conducive for getting more players. You're making the gate post too far away for everyone. So I'll be lucky. Someone from Lennox, Evans, the other day said, might be too hard for us next year.
That's unfortunate.
You've only got 5 teams here, and Range was forfeiting nearly every away game. So it's a problem. You've got to...
There's some good young players in that under-17 girls.
Yeah.
If they're still around next year and are eligible to play in the Opens competition, they'll certainly strengthen it because there's some good players and some great skills.
Yeah.
But we certainly that's one competition. Well, actually, like the men's as well. Numbers is an issue, but hopefully it can go to strength, and we can end up with some more valid 12-a-side teams playing week in, week out next year.
I'd suggest they go back to 10s. If it
Right.
was me,
Okay.
I'd go
Maybe
back
play
to 10s and play 20-minute halves.
Yep.
Yeah, And then you might encourage them, and then when you get more clubs with more players, and then you can gradually do it. I think we've jumped too fast, too quickly.
Going from the 7-a-side.
7-a-side was a good. We had 7 or 8 teams in that.
Yes.
Then it went to 10s, and it dropped to about 5 or 6, and it hasn't increased any since
it's interesting.
then.
It hasn't increased in numbers.
No,
as
it's
much
dropped
as
off.
I think people thought it would
big
have.
time.
Yes.
Anyway,
Okay.
we better get on with what happened around the traps last week. I
What
suppose.
did happen last week? Probably the biggest game to talk about was over at Casino in first grade.
Yes. Who reffed that one?
Matthew Clayton.
Matthew Clayton.
Yep.
And did a good job on all accounts. Even our cameraman was very impressed with him. So
that was the game you may recall where Casino needed to win, potentially with a bonus point as well, to have a chance of getting into the semi-finals, because Ballina were on 30 points. They were on 26. As it turned out, Casino won that in the end.
Yeah, with the bonus point.
57-50, does that sound correct?
Yes, it was correct. They were down at half-time, 33-26.
Okay.
And I think it went further away early in the second half. Yeah, and then they came back, bang, bang, bang.
Well, the Casino team has always had the potential to put on 50 points if they could just get it right. So, but interesting enough, so Casino did win. Ballina went down to Byron Bay without Byron Shire Rebels without getting a point. So Casino did make it into the semi-finals, I think it's for the first time in 17 years in first grade. So fantastic. Well done, Casino. Unfortunate for Ballina. And then this week in the minor semi-final at Casino, we have Casarina v Casino in first grade.
Again, yeah. But there's bit of a different bit of cattle in there. There was a few missing last week for the Barbarians up there.
Right, Casarina didn't have their full squad.
No, Webb Lillis and Kai George. There was quite a few from the backs missing, but they did play well. Just some of them elusive fellows from Casino.
Yep.
Yeah, they just one the flanker on the other wing. He scored 3 tries. So, and the big number 8 was that's the fellow that doesn't make it. Big Eric or whatever his name is.
Right. Okay.
And that was out without Lenny. They call him the fullback.
Yes,
he was back in Fiji for the week. So,
was he? Okay.
So they expect him to arrive at on Sunday morning. Sunday morning up in Brisbane, I would imagine. I said to Doug, Gold Coast or Brisbane? He said, Brisbane. I said, Jesus. About 10 in the morning. I said, getting through customs and getting all the way back
Somebody
down.
pick him up and he arrived in plenty of time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's all got, you know how things don't run smoothly when you really want them to. I watched it. I watched it on the live stream.
Right.
Not live stream. I watched it the next day, and I went, "Oh God, yes, no, it was good.
Fantastic.
Good atmosphere out there. It seemed like." So, congratulations to the Bulls for the first time in a few years of getting in the semi-finals with both grades.
Fantastic.
First and seconds. So they jumped at putting a tender in to host this weekend over there on the Sunday.
Right. Their teams are in the minor semi-final.
Yep. They got Wallingbar in reserve grade and Casuarina in first.
Right. Over at Casino on the Sunday. So good luck, the Bulls. Fantastic achievement and well done for the club. The other first grade game last weekend, of course, was down at Byron Bay with Byron Shire Rebels taking on Ballina.
You did that one, didn't you?
I did that one. It was actually a really good day and a really good game. In both firsts and seconds, the Byron Shire Rebels showed why they're the minor premiers.
Yeah.
They're a very good team, very good structure, very good support play, and scored quite a number of points in both grades, first and second. But having said that, you could not fault the determination and the effort that the Ballina players put in both grades. They didn't go with a lot of numbers, but they went with a full team in both, and they tackled hard, they ran hard, they really, really put in a big effort, and anybody that's a supporter of Ballina Rugby Club should be very proud of their efforts. Unfortunately, on the day in both grades, they came up against the teams that are deservedly minor premiers in both grades and had 50 points put on them. But a fantastic effort by Ballina players, and congratulations to the Byron Shire Rebels in both first grade and second grade for securing the minor premierships.
Yes, it was a great effort.
For a newly formed club, very cohesive. As I said, they're really starting to hit some red-hot form with their technique, their support play, and they are going to be very hard to beat in both those grades, I think. Although, obviously, the teams they're coming up against in the minor major semi-final will want to have a say in that. But congratulations, Byron Shire Rebels. Very, very well done. What other games did we have last weekend?
I went down to Yamba for the unusual thing where they've had the major semi-final for the President's Cup separate from the rest of the competition.
Yep. And that was down in Yamba?
Down in Yamba, yeah. So I went down there. It was a good, hard game.
So Yamba v Richmond Range in the President's Cup major semi-final?
It was real good. The Christian Whittaker for Yamba scored the first try, and it was 5-0. He missed the conversion. Nathan Hollis, he missed about 3 goals, and he's usually right on it.
Target laser man, that one.
Yes. Then Alex Gibbon busted down the left-hand side and scored, and they converted. Jack Pankhurst from range kicked everything that was handed to him.
Okay.
So it was 7-5 range, and then it just went on for a while, and it seesawed. I think.
Okay. So both teams were
Nathan Hollis missed a penalty goal, I think,
so
and then he kicked one, so they were 8-7, and then Range kicked one, and it was 10-8, and then Yamba scored another try, and went on So and ended up 16-13 in the end. So
right. 16-13 to Yamba over range.
Yeah, down there.
Right.
So as I said to the boys from range, I said, mate, you might be in the best seat. You got 3 weeks without football, and you guys have just got the 1 week off.
So Yamba, the minor premiers improvement and the President's Cup, won that major semi-final and are through to the grand final on the 2nd of September in the President's Cup.
Yep.
Okay. Range, who were second in the competition rounds, unfortunately did not win that game, or for themselves, unfortunately. Yep. Well done, Yamba. They'll be playing in the final, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Against
the winner of either Evans Head and
Lennox Head.
Lennox Head, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, in some ways, they'll have a shorter gap between playing.
Yeah.
But more chance for injuries, I suppose. There's 2 ways to look at it.
Yeah.
So, okay, well done, Yamba. You've made it through to the grand final in President's Cup. Have to be a good chance of going well there, I would think. They were in the grand final of President's Cup last year. Went down to Wollongbar and
yes,
the President's
they did.
Cup. Yep.
Yeah.
So, maybe they'll go one better this year, and good luck to them. And well done. You've had a fantastic season so far. So, first, second grade at Casino, again, Casino and Casuarina. Again, plenty of points being scored.
No, it was only 16-12.
Ooh,
that was a very close game.
Wow.
Casuarina won that one, 16-12.
So Casuarina finished second on the table in second grade?
Yes, behind.
And Casino finished fourth?
Yes.
Okay, so, both clubs will be running around in second grade this weekend. There's any other matches? There wasn't a lot last week.
No, it was just the 2 out at Casino, 2 at
Byron. Unfortunately, the women's was a forfeit.
Yeah, the women's was a forfeit, and the one down in Yamba. That was it.
Yes. Okay, well, move on to this weekend, of course. We have the Far North Coast major semi-finals on the Saturday and the minor semi-finals on the Sunday. The major semi-final is an option to be hosted by the minor premiers in first grade, which was Byron Shire Rebels. So they are hosting the major semi-final on Saturday at the Byron Bay Red Devils League Ground.
Yep.
So if anybody's around, that'd be a great opportunity to come and watch some really, really good rugby. So what sort of games have we got this week in the major semi, Wayne?
Well, you got the Rebels taking on Wollongbar Alstonville in first grade.
Okay, those are 2 very, very good teams. I think deservedly, most people would say 1 and 2 in first grade based on their performances during the competition rounds. Byron Shire Rebels beat Wollongbar the last time they played.
Yes, they're 1 each this year.
Good.
Oh, no.
2-1.
2-1, yeah.
So Byron Shire Rebels won the last time they played. Wollongbar had won the 2 times before that. This will be an interesting in that it's at a ground that neither club has played at for a while. So that home ground advantage to an extent is lost. But Byron Shire Rebels, you would imagine, will still get a very good crowd being down there at Byron Bay League's ground. Sure. Wollongbar usually has a good ground, so there should be a great atmosphere. So that will be at 3:30.
Yeah, 3:30.
3:30 on Saturday at the Byron League ground. What else have we got? Second grade is between
Byron and Casuarina Beach.
So again, Byron Shire Rebels, the minor premiers against Casuarina Beach in second grade. Again, Byron Shire Rebels were very, very good during the competition rounds and deserved minor premiers. Casuarina Beach gave them a really big fright up at Casuarina the last time they played. I happened to be there that day. Byron Shire Rebels ran away with it in the second half, but in the first half it was a very, very even match. So that'll be interesting to see how they go. Will be quite a match, I would think. That game has... Who have we got refereeing that one?
Will Palmer.
Okay.
Will Palmer.
So we'll certainly be looking forward to that match. It'll be a great opportunity for him to get those 2 teams to play some good rugby.
Yeah.
So we also have on the day, we have a women's match.
Yeah, women's, Casuarina Beach, the minor premiers, taking on Lismore City women's.
Okay.
That's at 2:35, I think.
Okay, so
the times were changed this week.
Casuarina v Lismore in the women's match. They certainly have a little bit of a history, those 2 clubs, with playing each other in big matches, including last year's grand final.
Last year's grand final. And I think that was the only time Lismore beat them last year.
Okay.
In the years. That's what somebody's told me. So.
Good luck to both Casuarina and Lismore in the major semi-final. And we also have an under-18s match.
Yeah, Colts, Lennox Head minor premiers, undefeated minor premiers, and they take on Casuarina Beach. The much improved Casuarina Beach, they're getting better all the time. So I thought Lismore would end up second, but Casuarina leapfrogged them. So, yeah, I'd still favour Lennox Head in that.
Right.
They've got a really good side.
I think Lennox Head in the Colts under-18s, Byron Shrewbibbles in second grade were the two dominant teams in their grade during the whole year. So you're still favouring Lennox Head in that major semi-final.
Yeah.
Good luck to both clubs again. Again, at that age group, it's always interesting though. With finals football, does funny things to people. So good luck to both Lennox Head and to Casuarina in that under-18s match. And that's our games for the Saturday.
Yeah, and then we head over to Albert Park Casino for Sunday.
Casino.
For the elimination or minor semi-final.
Minor semi-final at Casino on the Sunday.
Yeah.
And that day has 5 games.
Yes, because we've got President's Cup involved.
Okay.
President's Cup for the major was played last week, so no comment.
the schedule of the matches on the Sunday will be the Colts under-18s first up.
Yeah, 10:30.
Okay, and that will be
Lismore City taking on Evans River Killer Whales.
Okay.
Killer Whales got 3 appearances there. They've got Women's, President's Cup and Colts. Good effort by them.
Big day for Evans there, and good luck to all your teams. If I remember correctly, in that Colts under-18s, just recently both Lismore and Evans have played each other for a win apiece.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, that will make this very, very interesting. Yeah. Certainly, I've been fortunate enough to actually referee those teams during the year, and they have some potential to play some big, expensive rugby, and then unfortunately at times also make mistakes. But yeah, good luck to both clubs. Yeah. Hopefully they'll play to the best of their ability, and there'll be a lot of running rugby played.
Yeah, Lockie Dooley's doing that one.
Young Lachlan Dooley, doing the under-18s minor semi. Congratulations, Lachlan. You did your grade debut last weekend in second grade over at Casino, and from what I'm told, had a fantastic performance and a fantastic game of rugby. So he's been rewarded for that. Minor semi-final, knockout match, and under-18s this week. Good luck, Lachlan, and good luck both clubs. Yeah. So following the under-18s, we'd have
President's Cup.
President's Cup. Here we go.
President's Cup. Evans Head finished in front of Lennox. But I think they've had one win apiece. I think.
Okay. So we've got Lennox Head that dropped from first grade down into President's Cup this year. Managed to get through to the semi-finals. If they've got the players that are around from last year, some finals experience, that's going to make them a little bit harder to beat, one would imagine. But Evans Head have also been there, done that in President's Cup, second grade for quite some time. So there'll be plenty of experience on their side as well.
Yeah, it's going to be.
That's a tough one to call.
I reckon that's a tough one to call.
Yeah, that will be whoever takes their opportunities on the day, quite possibly.
Yeah, for sure. Pup Campbell's down to do that.
Peter Campbell. Yeah. Well done, buddy. You'll enjoy that.
Yeah.
So following the President's Cup, we have
Wallingbar taking on the Casino Bulls at home at their home ground.
In second grade.
In second grade.
Okay, so it's 3v4 in second grade. So Wallingbar 3, Casino 4. At Casino. So Casino are always hard to play at home.
Yes, for
How do you see that game going?
It was when they played a couple of weeks ago. It was very tough in the first part of the game, and then all of a sudden, Wallingbar got a couple of tries, and it got away from them. There was quite a few mistakes that Casino made. If they eliminate their mistakes and a few issues with legal stuff, infringements, they'll go a long way. Yeah. They've got the speed and they've got the players. Yeah, they've certainly got the players.
They put it together a bit like their first grade team to an extent.
Yeah.
If they get it right on the day, they're incredibly hard to beat, one would imagine.
Yeah.
But Wallingbar, I happened to be there as well that day at Wallingbar, a couple of weeks ago, where Wallingbar played Casino in second grade. You couldn't fault the effort from either club. They've certainly played some fantastic rugby. It's just that Casino didn't get a lot of ball in attacking positions, and they'd made some unfortunate mistakes at times, and Wallingbar were well and truly good enough to capitalise on that. So I think both clubs will be looking to eliminate those infringements, looking to eliminate their mistakes, and then take their opportunities, and they'll go a long way to winning it.
They got Richard Goswell doing it, so they got one of the best around. So.
Very good referee in Richard Goswell, so that's a bit of a warm-up for him. Imagine for further weeks ahead. He'll certainly enjoy doing a second grade game, doesn't get to do a lot. And then in first grade, of course, we have...
we've got the women.
I've got the women as well.
We've got the women.
We sort of
Byron Shire.
Byron Shire Rebels again.
They're not at home with their men on the Saturday, so they've got to travel over and take on Evans Head.
Okay.
And
I mean, congratulations to Byron Shire Rebels. They're 3 teams and made it into the semis in all 3. Byron Shire Rebels versus Evans River Girl, a woman. How do you see that going? That's an interesting one, that one. I really wouldn't know how that game would go. That'll be.
Well, Byron have not put the team in, and they've got 14 girls. Whether they're all available or not, I don't know. And Evans Head have to play them with 11 girls only.
Okay.
So they've got 11. So that'll be a tough ask for Julie's girls. So I'm hopeful that it'll be a close match and not a blowout with them playing the...
Good luck to both teams there. That's fantastic to see those girls running around. Byron Shire Rebels and the Evans River Killer Whales. And the women's match there on Sunday. And then first grade, of course, is between...
The replay from last week. Casuarina Beach and Casino Bulls.
But you're seeing a slightly different teams to last week from what you were saying earlier?
Yes, on what's been sent to me.
Right.
They can change.
What are you trying to say?
Well, they always do. They always say, this bloke pulled out, and we had to bring this bloke in.
Okay. So, first grade, they can use any player from their club that's eligible to play in senior rugby?
First grade, as long as they've played the right amount of games. I'll have some paperwork with me. I don't want to have to be, downloading things on the on the phone or on the computer. It's just not enough time. It's a pain in the backside.
Given that last weekend was a slightly different teams, perhaps, but 57-50 to Casino over Casuarina. Are you prepared to make a prediction on this one, or we'll just see what happens on the day?
Mate, I'm going to sit on the fence.
Sit on the fence.
I'm really going to sit on the fence.
I think people might suggest we've been doing a bit of fence sitting here.
Yeah. Are they? How do you come back from 57-50? What's going to happen? So I'm sure the defence will be a lot better.
Right.
Matt Clayton, he did that game again last week.
Okay, so same 2 teams at the same venue with the same referee.
Oh, and you're running the line there, Graham.
Oh, yes. So hopefully it'll be more like a 10-5 game.
Yeah, you wouldn't have liked last week's.
57-50. That's sounding like a lot of running to me.
I'm looking forward to Sunday. It should be some good football there. And for the losers of that day, they can continue on Monday with their little drink and whatever. And good luck for the season to the blokes that don't come back.
Good luck to both Casuarina Beach and the Casino Bulls there on Sunday in that minor semi-final in first grade. It's great to see those 2 teams playing that out, actually. And after last week, it'll certainly whet the appetite for anybody that was there or has seen the game on Mark-Off Media Sports since. Should be some fantastic rugby, even with the different teams being played during the competition rounds. They played up at Casuarina and again just had a free-flowing open game with plenty of points being scored. So if you're around the district, I'd say Sunday, 3:30, it's the place to be. It's over at Casino Rugby Park. There'll be some fantastic rugby.
I totally concur with you there, Graham. It's going to be great. And I'm sure that the Bulls will get a big crowd over there like their 50-year celebrations the other week, as well as all the other zone people that go over there to watch all the grand finals. So, and it's good for Coopers. It's a Coopers only.
Okay,
all these
the
final series
on the day.
Final series. It's only Coopers beer that's available. And, I don't mind 1 or 2 of those every now and again myself, Graham. So
on Sunday over at Casino, it starts at 10:30. First grade kicks off at 3:30 at the Byron Bay Red Devils League ground on
11:55 kickoff.
11:55 because there's only the 4 grades, not 5. And again, first grade will kick off at 3:30. So it should be a fantastic day on both Saturday and Sunday. If you're around the grounds, you want to watch some quality rugby, let's get along and support these clubs, support these teams, and let's just enjoy what rugby's all about. So, do we have anything happening on Friday night, or we get a week off?
No, there is some.
Some games.
There's some games all around.
Okay. So, juniors, this be their last.
This is their last game. Okay. So it'll under 12s. Casuarina will finish on top. They can't go there. So
Casuarina under 12s.
They'll get offered to host the 2 12s semi-finals. 13s comes down to this week's game. We've got Lennox Head Green sitting 1 point above Yamba. And they play each other this Friday night at Yamba.
Oh, okay.
So,
Lennox Head going down to Yamba 1 point in front to play Yamba at Yamba, but need to win to secure the minor premiership.
Yeah, and
Yamba playing at home to secure the minor premiership.
Someone said me one of their fellows from Lennox in that team, one of their better players, is out injured.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just been told
that's
one of their players may be injured with a broken collarbone.
That's what I heard. Someone
school event.
Someone mentioned something to me.
Right. Right. Well, that's very unfortunate to have somebody like that get injured.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So good luck with his recuperation and that.
Yeah,
and
he's
good luck
most
to
probably
his
in the
team
rep
without
side
him.
as well then.
Oh, yeah, would be.
And
yes,
they play in a couple of weeks down in Yamba.
Right.
In the weekend after our grand finals on the 1st, the following weekend, don't forget to get...
So the 9th?
Yeah, 8th and 9th.
Right.
Down there at Yamba, or the 9th and 10th, whatever it works out to be. Saturday, Sunday, we've got the New South Wales Country Championships for under 12s and under 13s.
Right.
At the I think they're at the sport complex. So that'll be it's on the way to Angourie, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Yeah, that's where that's being played.
So under 13s down at Yamba
And
on
12s.
the 9th and 10th.
And 12s.
Okay.
Yeah, so
and 12s and 13s.
under 12s and under 13s. I just had to put in the nominations today. They asked how many teams are you putting in each age group. Some age groups, some zones put in 2.
Oh, right.
An A and a B, so they're getting them ready for next year.
Could be quite a number of games.
Yes, I don't know what teams. I've just nominated the 2 today for our guys.
Right.
So they're in. There's all things popping up. I'm trying to do everything, and there's all these things popping up. Dave Graham said, "Oh, can you do this? Can you put in our nomination for the girls under 13s, girls 7s?
Yes.
That's on
in Foster.
In Foster in September sometime.
Yes.
So we've nominated them today.
It's the first weekend in September.
I paid their no. I think it's a bit later.
Bit later, okay. I was the other one on the 23rd.
Yeah, I think
22nd, 23rd weekend.
Yeah,
right.
And we're waiting on confirmation from. We've booked all the accommodation and everything, and we're just waiting on confirmation. We're not sending a 13s boys. It's too close after the 13s country championships. I reckon.
Okay,
and
that makes sense.
And the Lennox head guys are going overseas the touring.
Oh,
the
good
under
luck to them.
13s tour.
Congratulations.
But I haven't seen the tour document come through.
I
think I'm supposed to sign it for to go. I meant to have given it to Anthony Solomon last year.
Perhaps moving back to the local competition though, under 14s this weekend they're playing as well.
Yes, well that's been decided. Unfortunately, Casuarina Beach
unable to field a team.
Unable to field a side this week at home against Wallingbar.
Wow,
so
Wallingbar,
Wallingbar had a forfeit against them last week as well from
Right.
Lennox Head. A lot of sickness down there in Lennox Head last week. So
who will be minor premiers in that grade?
Wallingbar.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, Wallingbar will end up minor premiers there, so they'll get the rights to host the 2 under 14 semi-finals there.
Okay.
15s. That comes down to this weekend's games as well. It's looking like possibly, if the results go the way that you think they should go, it'll end up with the Byron Shire Rebels under 15s finishing on top.
Okay.
In that, so
Well
they'd get to host those. And in the 16s, it's already decided. Yamba's.
Okay.
So Yamba will have to make the tough decision. Are we hosting the 16s or the 13s? They have asked.
Won't be able to host both?
Well, we usually try and keep the 2 teams together for the referees. They usually grade referees to do.
Yes, they do, yep.
And they'd rather them together.
Right.
But Yamba's asked the question, saying if we're a long way away, and if we got the 16s down here, it'll be Lismore and someone else.
Oh, could they do a 13s and a 16s?
Could they do the 2 1v4s at Yamba? And I said, you'd have to put it in writing and send it to us for the junior quarter and everyone to have a look at.
Right.
It has been done before.
Okay, so there is a precedent. I'll be interested to see how that goes.
Then the other game, which would possibly have a casino, a Lennox Head side on, whoever it is, they'd be able to host at least one. Or if
both.
they've got one in the 16s as well, that they might have to they could possibly host the 2 games.
Okay.
Because Lennox are in the 16s as well.
Right.
So.
Oh, well, sounds like there's some interesting matches coming up this Friday night in the juniors to determine the final placings and who will actually be in the semi-finals the following week. Because, of course, in juniors, it's slightly different to the seniors. In juniors, finals format is 1v4 and 2v3.
Yep.
And then the winner of those 2 games goes straight into the grand final the following week.
And the only other 2, we have competitive age groups for 10s and 11s.
Right.
But there's no finals.
Yes. Okay.
And I can't remember who's on top actually.
Okay. And then
I think Lismore might be on top in because you refereed a catch-up game
yes,
for them
I did
last
night.
week.
Had a fantastic time down at Lismore.
Yeah.
Lismore v Casino under 11s last night at Lismore, and look, it was fantastic game of rugby. 2 20-minute halves with both teams defending really, really well. Actually had a Lismore player say to me after they'd scored their first try of the match, which was early in the second half, he said, "We've been beating people 50 or 60 points, and we're in the second half, and that's the first try of the game." It was just fantastic rugby. Both teams were playing really well.
We don't need these runaway scores.
No. I mean, both teams thoroughly enjoyed it from what I could gather.
Yeah.
And certainly the parents and spectators, carers that were there, clapped both teams off. It was just fantastic atmosphere. It was really, really enjoyable.
And I can't remember who's. I think Ballina with their juniors are on top in the 10s. I'm fairly
Not that we
sure.
have a top.
Yeah.
They're doing well, but we don't have a top, do we? Or
No, they'll get the shield.
Oh, they get a shield.
They get a shield. They get premiership shield for 10s and 11s.
We just don't have a final series.
No.
Right.
It's not encouraged by Rugby Australia either.
That's right.
They just want you to have if you want to, you can have a first past the post.
Okay.
So
that's fantastic.
So I'm happy for Ballina. Their juniors. John McMahon's he's coaching that too, and he's doing a pretty good job down there. They've got a few more age groups in. Their 15s have had a couple of issues this year, but the referees have been down there and looked after them, and they've knocked off just about everyone.
Wow.
They knocked off Lismore.
Fantastic.
Lismore dropped the ball over their own line, and someone dropped on it. They lost the game.
Yep.
That's what Ben Carroll told me, and so they've knocked off them, and they play at home this Friday night against Byron Shire Rebels. So
wow,
if there was a turn up there,
who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
is there a girls' game again this Friday night? Girls 15s and 17s?
Yeah, it's shortened. There's only one 17s game.
Right, one 17s this week.
It's against a combined Evans Lennox team and a combined Casino Lismore side.
Well, it's fantastic to see those girls combining their numbers to get a good game of rugby played. So that's been played down at.
They're at Williams Reserve. It's just been was at their Epic Field, but so they've moved it across there.
Right, so they've got Lennox home ground, Williams Reserve,
and there's 2 15s games. So Evans Lennox playing Yamba. And then Evans Lennox playing a Lismore side, I think.
Okay, so 2 15s and a 17s in the girls' competition down at Lennox Head this Friday night. Good luck to all teams, and hope you enjoy your evening.
Yep, for sure. And that's just about it for us,
okay.
I'd say, today.
The only other thing we'll mention again is that Team of the Year, numbers 1 to 23, plus a coach, a manager, and a physio. Please send any information you have, any suggestions you have through to Mark Goff Media or to Wayne Mullane at Far North Coast Rugby. We've had a little bit of feedback, but some more would be good. We've sat down and done up some preliminary thoughts that we've got, but we'd certainly love a bit more feedback to get a bit of consistency and maybe get the right players. But, yeah, it's been quite enjoyable to do that. And, yeah, we'll see what happens over the next few weeks. So on behalf of Far North Coast Rugby, Wayne Mullane and I... Whoop,
yes.
Okay, Wayne's just got something else he wishes to add.
Alstonville Primary girls 7 side head down to Warhope tomorrow in the semi-finals or quarter-finals of the state knockout for public schools. So all the best to them. So yeah, it's a long way to go for 15 minutes.
Good luck, girls. Hope you go well.
Yep.
So again, on behalf of Wayne Mullane and Far North Coast Rugby, this is the Rugby Wrap for this week, and good luck for this weekend. Thanks very much.